Hey, everybody. I think we're live. Yeah. Well, I'm so excited to be here with everyone. And um, yeah, I want to first off really just welcome all of our new members here in the group. It's fantastic that we're growing so quickly. But you know, it also tells me something. It tells me that self love is really becoming a priority in so many people's lives. Well, this is great news because if you have been following me for a while, or even if this is your first experience with me, what you're going to very quickly understand is that from my perspective, self love is everything. In other words, it's the key, the number one key for you to experience life the way you are meant to. And by that, I mean a happy life, a healthy life, and a life where you feel connected and whole and can express the totality of all you are. So, our discussion today is, of course, something that has been brewing inside of me, as it usually does. So, without further ado, I want to just jump in because I have so much that I want to share with you. So, officially, I'd like to welcome you to Manifestation Mondays with Marcy. This actually is an extension of a radio show that I had way back in 2006. And I just enjoyed so much being able to support people in their manifestation processes. But of course, that was quite a long time ago. I mean, let's face it, 17 years. I've done a lot of growing since then. I've also done a lot of learning, or I should say, a lot of remembering. And that's really what we're doing here today. What I'm going to share with you are things that you already know, but you've probably forgotten. How do I know that you already know it? Well, because I know that you are hardwired to be a manifestation genius just like I am. In truth, we have been put on this earth to manifest. But let's look at it a little bit differently because you might be saying to yourself, well, wait a second, if that's true, why did I just start hearing about that just maybe a couple of years ago? Or did it just, recently come into my awareness? Well, it's because manifestation is actually the end of your creative process. So your awareness in the fact that you have this ability to manifest things has actually come into your awareness because either you have become aware that you desired something and asked for it, thought that you were doing everything right to manifest it and were disappointed, or you had a heart's desire, you did everything that you could to stay in alignment with it, and you have had your taste of success. Either way, I'm so happy you're here. Because every time that we get together, we dive deeper. We dive deeper into the truth, the reality of what it is that we're doing. Now, a moment ago, I said to you, the truth is we're all hardwired for success, for manifestation genius. Well, why is that? Well, the reason is that you are a creator. In fact, you are creating 24/7. You cannot even stop yourself. You see, you are a direct extension of the God consciousness that we call love. And love is the very fiber of everything that is created in this universe. It's the very fiber that has created you. and created me and created everything that we experience in this world and the worlds beyond. We call it love, but there are many other names for it. And I'm going to invite you, in fact, to explore maybe some other words that you can use to define this energy that really resonates with you. I know for a lot of people, it can be something as simple as God or source or infinite creation or love or chi, or in other words, we're talking about the same things. But here on in, I want you to give yourself permission to find what resonates in you, because that's really where your power lies. You see, you come here as part of this group with your own vibrational frequency. It is completely unique to you based on the experiences that you've had in your past and what you bring with you to this table, to this place where we are discussing these really important things. So having said that, what happens is as you are here in this unique version of you, and you are bringing forward everything that has followed you here, we begin to recognize that it is the power of the group that is actually created by your presence. So you're like that little missing jigsaw puzzle piece, the one that fell under the table, but you're here now. So we are creating this incredible image based upon all of the energies coming together to create this beautiful, beautiful opportunity for us to commune with each other, to get to know each other, and of course to support each other in this wonderful opportunity to manifest. So what does that mean? It means that what we're doing is we are exploring what it takes in order to bring to life all of those desires of the heart. And for you, it's going to be very different than it is for me. Even though we might say we want the same thing, what that says to us, what it means to us, the image that we get in our mind's eye is completely different. And again, it's because we each bring with us everything that has followed us to this point. So we want to talk today about what does it take? What does it take? Well, again, from my perspective, and I started right from the beginning, I wanted to be very clear with you. It takes self-love. And here's why. Self-love is the journey of you embracing your divinity. What that means is that you must accept that you are a divine being. And without accepting that, you're going to be very challenged in manifesting anything, because our ability to create is present because we are divine beings. In fact, we are direct extensions of that consciousness of God, which enables us to create. And through the creation process to manifest, to actually bring it into physical form. So without accepting that we are divine beings, we're missing so much of the information that we need in order to be successful. So part of your assignment going forward is to really challenge yourself each day, asking yourself, how am I able, number one, to accept that I am divinity? I am the expression of God in human form, God incarnate. I'm sure you've heard that before. And how can I make one change that will help me to align with that, so that I can feed that energy, that part of me that I had forgotten about for so long. So self-love is that process where we begin to really accept ourselves as divine beings. And I want you to know it's very rare that we can do that with the snap of a finger. Typically what happens is we make a declaration like this, and your higher self starts to bring you all of these opportunities for you to test that out, strengthen those muscles, and for you to recognize at any given moment, you always have a choice. You can either be the victim where things are constantly happening at you, or you can be the creator where constantly things are being expressed to invite you. Two completely different things. One is an energy that is complete opposites of success, and it's connected to you not being worthy, not being lovable, not being capable, not being enough, or to accept the invitation, which is to be all that you have come here to be. See the difference, I'm sure. So today we're talking about what does it take? It takes an unshakable belief that you are divine energy of love, that you are the creative force. And so what I said earlier about your higher self constantly giving you opportunities to strengthen and exercise that belief, I want you to know that every time that comes forward, again, you're given a choice. Are you the victim of that? Are you unworthy? Or are you fully intact with the knowingness of who you are? So we want to be stronger and stronger every day in aligning with the powerful aspect of us, the all-knowing aspect of us, the aspect of us that has the capability of creating anything and everything that you want to experience. Now, remember earlier I said in truth you actually are creating 24/7? Well, you can take a look then at what you have experienced, take a step back and say, oh my goodness, did I create that? And start to ask yourself, did I create that from a place of believing I was a victim, or from the place where I was accepting the invitation to be an expression of my divine self? What do you think that has to do with chaos? Well, if you're in this connection to the energy that I'm sharing with you, I think what's happened is that you might be understanding right here, right now, that all of that chaos actually comes from buying into and feeding that energy of not being enough, not being worthy, not being lovable, not being valuable. And you might be saying, well, Marcy, why is that creating chaos? Because it's untrue. It cannot be possible if you are a direct extension of the consciousness of God, love itself. Do you see how the two cannot coexist? So when you step out of your truth, chaos is created. And you don't need to look too far to see how that is then extended out into the world. We have a lot of chaos around us. It tells us that we have a lot of hearts that need to come back into alignment of remembering who they are. Because chaos is created when the self-doubt, the not being enough, the not being lovable, the not being even capable of loving creeps up into our consciousness, and it blocks the energy of the heart so that the heart cannot get its messages of love to you and through you. So the answer today is this unshakable belief that you indeed are the direct extension of the consciousness of God. You are here as a creator. You are here in order to be the manifestation, to be the creation, and to give it life and full expression. So with that, I want to give you our affirmation for this week. And when you say these affirmations, by the way, I want you to give yourself that moment of recognizing, why are you saying this affirmation? It's because you want to come back into alignment with your truth. Because the result of living in the opposite of that is too painful. It's full of suffering. But it also is feeding the false beliefs that are creating that chaos. So take a deep breath in and breathe it out. Clear away all of that chaos. And then simply say to yourself, divine order is always at work in my life, 100%. I make this my unshakable belief right here and right now. So with that, I want you to know how much I love you and how grateful I am that you're here, that we have this opportunity to come together and to really dive into what I see as the most important aspect, because we must understand our mission here is to create a better world, a world that is for the highest good of all, to elevate all of mankind. And so, with that, we claim for ourselves divine order is always at work in my life because it knows why it sent you. And it's putting everything in your path to create this unshakable belief, this knowingness that you indeed are divine and a divine expression of all that is. So much love to you. I'll see you again next week. And in the meantime, please leave your comments below and really give this thought. And give this thought a home in your heart where it can marinate, percolate, and come out in everything that you do. Okay, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.